Turk, why don't you open it this time? Where are we?
You know, there's a lot of things that are ending this summer, unfortunately, through various reasons. You know, the no more car show, or no more cruise-ins, no more island party, no more movies at the theater. Excuse me, I don't know about the car show yet. But another thing that's ending is the career of this guy right here, who has been an institution here in town. You didn't know you were an institution,
No, I
did
probably
you?
should have been.
Yeah,
in
he
an
should have been in an institution for many years. He is an institution that's been here for many years. Let me put it that way. And it's Mr. Mel HERNCANE, who is the president of the Chamber of Commerce, that has maybe an announcement to make today concerning that role. And we are sitting here now opposite the beautiful First North building where the Chamber is housed. And we are in the, what's this called? First North
Park.
It's the park.
It's the FNP.
Yes.
The First North Park. So we're here with Mr. Mel today to see what's happening with him, and then what else are we doing on the show today?
We've got a little history with the baseball guys. This was a brown bag lunch series, the old African American leagues, from the Massillon Museum. So that's going to be our feature of the day on the show. And I do believe that the museum virtually will be having another brown bag that'll be similar here in the very near future.
So we're not virtual, we're actually here.
I know.
Yeah, we're all together, right? Yeah, we're all together. Mr. HERNCANE.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what is happening with your career.
Well, it's coming to an end.
It is?
You gonna go golf or what?
Well, no, after I started thinking about this in January, and I pretty much made up my mind. I talked to my executive committee in February and told them what I wanted to do.
You mean your wife and family?
Well,
it's a different executive committee.
Yes,
oh.
But the Chamber Executive Committee and the MDF Executive Committee, and I told them in February that I think it's time to adjust and to move on. And then in March we announced it to our full boards. Day before yesterday we sent out a notice to our chamber membership and the MDF membership. And I just thought, you know, I've been very fortunate. I've gotten the opportunity to have full-time employment for 53 consecutive years. I mean, how lucky is that? I haven't missed a paycheck in 53 years.
Can you lend me 20 bucks?
It's just time. It's time to go.
You probably said that all the other careers you had.
Well,
you were president of city council.
Yes.
Were you
Yes,
councilman?
you were. No.
He was president of city council.
Yes.
He was head of the Red Cross.
Yes.
He was head of the United Way, not American Legion.
Yes.
He taught school for a whole bunch of years out of Jackson. He's been the chamber president before, and then he's like them presidents. Which president was it that went away? That came back?
Cleveland.
Like Grover
Yes.
Cleveland, 2 terms separated from each other. So he was like that at the Chamber of Commerce. In between his 2 stints was another HERNCANE in here. So we're gonna miss you, but for some reason I got a feeling you're gonna pop up again.
I do too. I think actually you ought to put you on the spot here. You ought to help us out with the show.
Well, I could do that.
Well, that'll be a career move.
that?
You talked about missing a paycheck. that string will come to an end. That'll come to an end, however.
I've been resurrected.
Yes, for no pay.
But no, you know, I mean, we're all Massillon guys. And I had, back in my younger days, I had 2 opportunities to leave Massillon. One was for a job in Washington, D.C., and the other was for a job in Columbus.
Those would have been up your alley too.
And I can't tell you how smart a decision it was for me to say no to both and stay here. This is home. Yep. This is our hometown.
Oh, yeah.
And for good or for bad, this is us. And you know, the people in this community have been so good to me and to my family. You know, we go back to around 1875 or 1876.
I didn't think you were that old.
Well, not me, but...
Don't say I used to go to your grandfather's drugstore.
No.
All right.
No. But, it's, you know, there's something special about this place.
Yeah.
And, you know, I started here, and it looks to me like I'm going to be ending here.
That's okay. There's a lot of things that could be said about that.
Well, we can only hope though that the chamber has a new head and staff. I guess the girls are thinking of leaving too.
Well,
maybe.
there's going to be a major transition and a major change at the chamber, but I think it's important that this happen now.
Well,
we need to transition to new, young, vibrant, ambitious, energetic leadership.
right.
And you're not going to get it from having a 75-year-old guy running the operation. You know, we've worked really hard to get younger people in positions of leadership at the chamber, and the same on the development side. And it's time for them to step up and assume the role of leadership that we've hoped for and quite honestly expected.
And
Big shoes to fill, though. You got,
Yeah.
I mean, your shoes, your kids' shoes.
Yeah.
You before that, Gene Berner's shoes, Harold Bostic's shoes, Selby Folk's shoes. I mean,
Yeah.
you had some
Wow,
good,
there's a lot of
You had
shoes.
some good people running the chamber.
Alexander.
Jim
Yeah.
Alexander. I mean, there was a bunch of good people running this chamber organization. So that's a challenge to whoever follows you.
Well,
to
I appreciate
keep the ball
that.
up there.
I appreciate that. Teddy does as well. I think that's probably the reason why the organization is still alive and kicking after 105 years. I mean, you don't get organizations in a community of this size that can say that we've been in business that long.
Right.
And it's been quite a colorful history. A lot of things have happened. The Finnefrock Industrial Park, which today employs probably 1,600 people.
Yeah, you and I have had conversations in the past.
Yeah, the Neocom Industrial Park.
Gene Berner Industrial
yes,
Park?
That
Yeah.
probably employs 1,800 people. If you go down where Sterilite is.
You weren't in a quartet with me, were you? That was Berner.
No, that was Berner.
You didn't sing with me.
No.
all
And
right. Making sure.
you know, our latest initiative on the development side is that we are one of 6 partners in the development of the county farm. And MDF and Massillon Main Street are partnering in trying to rehab a building at 46 North Erie that hopefully we can get this building prepared and sell it to somebody, recoup our money, and then use that money to go on to perhaps a larger development project. And hopefully MDF can transition from being a real estate company to becoming a downtown redevelopment company.
And Massillon continues to grow downtown
Yes.
and expand, although right now in the middle of all this COVID-19, which by the way, I was going to say, if you're going to begin the next year of transition, maybe since things have kind of slowed down because of the pandemic, this is a good opportunity to change the chapter.
Well, we're going to need, I keep going back to the fact that, you know, it's got to be new leadership.
Yes.
It's got to be young
New
people.
ideas, fresh ideas.
Because
ambitious people.
This is a time that we've never been in before, and you don't need a senior citizen trying to figure out how to move forward.
Right.
You need somebody who is young, and I think even though
What's young? What constitutes young?
Well, I think you and I are still young in the respect that we're still immature.
Well, there you go.
Well, true.
But you don't need immaturity in those positions.
You know, but I think, mentally, I don't feel any different than I did when I was 30. But physically,
Right.
you have to face the facts.
That's why I'm not playing. That's why I'm not playing softball anymore with a lot of other you guys.
Yeah, it's the old guard to the new guard.
Yeah.
It's basically
When's your
what
last
it is.
day?
September 30th.
What do you do the next day? Do you bowl? Do you play golf?
Well,
do you go fishing?
Here's my plan. If anybody wants to connect with me,
All right.
the best place to find me during the mornings will either be at the Massillon YMCA
Okay.
or the Jackson Township walking path.
Okay.
At lunchtime, I can be found at either the Cameo Grill, Buffalo Wild Wings, Smiley's, Cosmos, or TJ Dillon's
Okay.
And in the afternoons, most days, you'll be able to find me at the Boys and Girls Club.
Or
it's a good
you'll
thing
be
you-
out doing a feature with Massillon Magazine.
Yes.
It's a good thing you're not on the schedule or anything.
No.
Yeah, not at all.
But, you
or
know,
a routine.
But the key thing, you know, between us, we have 10 grandkids, 5 girls, 5 boys.
Boy.
One that's going to be...
No wonder you stayed working so long.
One's going to start doing her college work this fall, even though she's just a senior in high school. And, you know, some of those grandkids I've only seen once or twice since the beginning of December.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're not going to stay little forever. And I'm not going to be alive forever. And I want to do as much as I can with them and for them. You know, so they can sit back and remember, yeah, we had a grandpa, and yeah, he was goofy, but he was our grandpa. So, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You know, guys, the thing that makes me feel the best is that I'm doing this on my own terms and my own schedule.
Right.
I think the most heartbreaking thing for a person would be the day your boss calls you into the office and says, you know,
We don't need loan officers
it's
anymore.
time. Have
Yes.
you ever thought about, you know,
Yes.
doing something else? It's
Yeah.
time to go.
Yeah.
That, you know, I saw that happen with my dad, and I saw it happen with my uncle. They both stayed on too long in their careers, and when they left, they were just shells of what they had been.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, and even though I was a young guy when that happened, I said to myself, that's never going to happen to me.
You never got fired from a job?
Never. I had a couple jobs I should have been fired. In fact, I had one job that if I had been the boss, I would have fired
Fired yourself.
myself.
Oh, crying out loud.
I got fired when I was at Ohio State. I worked at a poultry shop to try to raise money. And evidently, I sold a 79 cents a pound capon for 19 cents a pound, which was the price of the stewing chickens. And the guy come over to me and he put his arm around me. He says, "Son, I don't think you're going to make it in the poultry business."
You're out of here.
First time I ever got fired.
That was a nice way to get cut loose, though.
I started losing my hair at that point.
Wow. And you weren't chicken either.
No
were you?
chicken either.
No.
I've hated chicken ever since.
Well, any philosophy as far as closing words that you could give to our audience here on Massillon Magazine as we head into that next chapter?
Well, I would just hope that everybody would take a minute to reflect and think about what a great place we were able to grow up in and what a great place we've been able to live in. And sure, the city has a lot of challenges. There are a lot of things that need to be improved. But, you know, I hearken back to the old movie, We Are Marshall. We are Massillon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We wish you well